Surely you've watched a gear demonstration where you've come away from the video thinking to yourself, that's it. That is the sound. That guitar sounded huge, or it sounded so jangly and fantastic, whether it was through a pedal that was helping get that tone or an amplifier, for example. And then you end up making the purchase. You bring it to band practice or into a session to get some stuff done, and suddenly that gigantic sound doesn't really cut through in a mix whatsoever, and you're left thinking to yourself, what have I done wrong? Do I not know how to dial in my own gear properly, or is there some other problem going on here? And oftentimes you'll have somebody that can fix it in both of those situations. The front of house engineer, they could do a little bit of magic to make sure you're going to stand out within the mix, and also the actual record engineer who's doing the actual production for you. If you're tracking, they're both going to probably use the same exact fix-it first, and that is EQ. Today we're going to be checking out the Origin Effects MEQ driver, and I'm going to show you how in that opening clip it really made the biggest difference in making this guitar pop through in the mix. Similar to some other Origin Effects pedals, the R&D team focused on one specific piece of outboard gear to try and put it in a more accessible format for guitar players, and not only accessible in size, but accessible in cost. This time, the MEQ driver is based off of the Pultec EQ. If this is the first time you're hearing about the Pultec, and really you're not all that familiar with studio gear, I can assure you, you've absolutely heard this thing in action. It has been on countless records of past and all the way up to present day. It remains a staple for many engineers. What we're going to begin with doing here, we're going to highlight the actual main riff that we used in the opening song, and I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to show you the difference with the MEQ driver engaged and disengaged to give you an idea of why I think this is truly an exceptional pedal. It all starts with the Dr. ZZ Plus. A little bit of reverb on that. Then comes the Brown Amplification Protein. Strymon Bellante adds in a little bit of delay. Final piece of the recipe is the Astral Destiny for the shimmer. Now if you notice, it already is kind of being overwhelmed by the effects, even though the mix control on the Astral Destiny is a little bit behind noon. If we turn on the MEQ driver, we'll turn it on and off, we'll just play some of the basic chords of the progression, and we'll get an idea of the differences between having it on and disengaged. In this sort of ambient scenario, we're using the Strymon Bellante and we're using the Earthquaker Devices Astral Destiny for a little bit of shimmer reverb. Having the MEQ driver set to 1.3 kilocycles per second and not necessarily focusing on driving the sound, but maintaining it and pushing it forward, it does an awesome job at doing that. And to me, it really is a night and day difference, both in the mix and in isolation of the two sounds with and without. About a month ago, I made a video about the Halcyon Gold by Origin Effects. There was one feature on that pedal that really sold me on the entire device because it functioned exactly how I had hoped it would, and that was the adaptive circuitry. The MEQ driver also has the adaptive circuitry, although in the case of this specific pedal, it's either disengaged or it is engaged. The idea behind the adaptive circuitry is to really make the dynamics of your playing shine. If you have a sound dialed in on the pedal that's a little bit more aggressive and gainy, you're playing hard, having a good time, but maybe you get to a softer section of the song and you want things to clean up a little bit. You don't have to disengage the pedal itself to do so. You could either roll off the volume knob on your guitar, or you could adjust your pick attack, which is something that I prefer doing. It's going to clean up naturally because of the pedal circuit. It's going to maintain a lot of the high end, and then when you want to go back to sounding big, strum harder and everything's right there for you. You don't have to pedal dance. Before I finish up today's video, it's not lost on me that when you first clicked on this, it did say paid promotion in the top left-hand corner. It's true, Origin Effects did provide me this pedal in exchange for the video that you're watching right now, and I thank them very much for it. Although regardless of whether or not I had paid for this or it was given to me, it did exactly what I had hoped it would do. And it got me to finish a song that, if you've been watching this YouTube channel for a while now, I've been kicking around for quite some time. It's done now. This was able to help me implement all those time-based effects so easily. And I knew within 10 minutes of playing it, when I opened it up, I said, that's the song we're going to do. And not only am I going to do it, we're going to have the rest of the instrumentation done with it. Because to me, this is not just a dirt box. It's not just an EQ push thing. This is something that was an inspiring piece of gear. It did the most important thing, and it didn't just inspire me, it helped me achieve what I wanted to achieve. So I hope you enjoyed the song. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down below. Thank you again to Origin Effects, and I'm sure this won't be the last time that you're seeing this pedal, because I don't got to give this one back, and other Origin Effects pedals in the future, because there's a few that I have my own eyes on, and yeah, let's just say I really like what I'm seeing so far out of the company. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.